Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Oh, well, guys, I hope that whenever and wherever you are listening to this recording, that if you have had a whole day of absolute madness, and I don't mean crazy, I mean anger, madness, and depression and frustration, and the feeling that nobody actually gives a damn about you. I've had that kind of a day. If you're having this kind of a day, I hope that you remember to drain your emotional body of all the excess emotions that just aren't serving you. And then drain your mental body of all the thoughts that also don't serve you. And to drain your physical body of all the residue and negativity and junk that other people put on you, or all the pain and frustration people cause you just, because they can. They screw with you just because they frickin' can. I hope that you can learn immediately to get rid of and let go of all the residue. And if it keeps coming up, keep just letting it go. I've been for about 8 hours trying to get over something that made me extremely angry today. I just feel like people in the government, the bureaucracy people here are just, they're just screwing with me because they can. That's what it feels like. And I told you guys that for several days, almost a week now, I've been trying to get my RUC, R-U-C. Went to the IESS. They told me to go to the SRI to get my RUC. Just typical bureaucratic crap. It's just crap. They can't give me an ID unless I have health insurance. Like, why? Why would the two things have anything to do with each other? I proved to them that I have international health insurance, but that wasn't good enough, even though it's legally good enough. That part is frustrating. Now I have 15 days to get my health insurance, which gives me another 48 hours. And if I don't get it in the next 48 hours, it will take 2 more years and being accepted with my 2nd level visa. Actually, technically my 3rd level visa, before I could even get an ID or health insurance. After you're given a visa, you have 15 days to apply. And I was there last week. And last week, I just want to punch him in the face now. He said that I had to go get my RUC. What's that, I ask. He says, you just need your RUC. I go, okay, fine, but what is an RUC? You're only telling me letters. You're not telling me what they stand for. You're not telling me what that means. I would like to know what that means. And then another guy behind the desk with the first guy started laughing, and then that guy started laughing, and then he held my hands in his hands like he gives a damn about me. And he lied to my freaking face, told me I needed an RUC. I went to the building where I needed an RUC, and they said I needed something from my landlord. So it took me 3 days to get the thing from my landlord, but I finally got it, and I was ready to go on Monday. Mercury retrograde being what it is, I went and forgot my damn backpack. Went in the afternoon, waited for the rain to stop. I just, no, that was actually Monday was a rainy day, and Tuesday, forgot my damn backpack. Today was Wednesday. Brought all my stuff. In fact, I went downtown, got my one copy of the thing that I needed. Took another taxi to the place to get the Rook, and they said, oh, now I needed copies of something else, even though they might have frickin' told me that a week ago. All right, fine. It's a pain in the butt, but I went across the street, found a different copy place, and I got the copies. 50 cents each. Downtown would have been 20, for a color copy. So, they just gouge you because they're across the street from a stupid government office. And so I went back to the place, stood in line again, showed them all the things I needed to show them. That person also should have known I did not need a damn Rook. But they went ahead and put me in line, and I had to wait for 25 people to be called to the most bureaucratic looking. I mean, this place was painted like a gray-white and a gray-blue. And the lights were so oppressively plain. Everything was so boring. All the furniture was gray. The floor was gray and white. And when they called me, they literally sent me to the far reaches of hell into the corner. And they said, what do you need? I'm like, I don't know. I just need whatever I need to get health insurance. They said, you can't get health insurance here. I go, well, they sent me over here, and they go, oh, you need a Rook. I'm like, yeah, okay, I need a Rook. That's the thing. It's already been frickin' week. I can't remember what the hell a Rook was anyway, so I don't know what it is, but I need it. So they asked me for all the things. I hand to them. They looked at me like I was a moron. Like, what the hell am I doing? I'm like, here's all the paper you need. And so they said, well, do you even have this? I'm like, yes. I had to go through the stack of paper and hand it to them. Well, do you even have this? Yes. Had to go through it again. It's like I handed them the whole thing of paper. But they literally asked for, I had to hand them a stack of 10 papers. And they asked for each individual paper as if they could not see the pile I handed them. Wasting another, 10 minutes of my time and their own. But they don't give a crap. They're getting paid. I wasn't, so maybe that was the difference. But so I'm going through all this, and then they're like, so after they looked at all my papers, they're like, so you don't have anything here from your employer? I'm like, well, if I had had an employer, that would be illegal, wouldn't it? Because I just got my visa 1 week ago. They're like, yeah, but you don't have a job. I'm all, yeah, but that would have been illegal. It would have been, I just got my visa 1 week ago. How am I supposed to have gotten a job in the past week when I'm just trying to get my damn Rook? And they're like, well, what do you do here? I'm like, I don't know what you mean. I don't understand the question. I live here. They're like, but what do you do here? I'm like, I don't know. I take walks. I sleep. I eat. What do you mean? What do I do here? They're like, well, what do you sell? I'm like, I don't sell anything. If I had sold anything, that would be illegal because I've only got my visa for 1 week. Before a week ago, everything like that, making money in this country was illegal for me. Why would I break the law and risk not having residency? And they were like, well, what's your business? I'm like, I don't have a business. What's your job? I don't have a job. Who's your employer? I don't have an employer. we went through that for 10 minutes. They're like, so you don't do anything? I'm like, well, I live here, I have friends. I don't know. What do you want from me, So, just this bureaucratic BS. And they're like, well, you can't get a Rook if you don't have a job or a business or you don't sell anything. I'm like, what? They're like, you don't need a Rook. Why do you think you need a Rook? I'm like, because they told me that I can't have health insurance unless I have a Rook, whatever the hell that is. And they said, well, they lied to you. And then they went and they got a copy of the law, and she underlined it with red ink and said you have to take this back to them so that they can be reminded of the law that you don't need anything. Once you're a resident, and that's all you need to have health insurance. I'm like, okay, great. She's like, well, look, you've got time to go down there now. They close at 5 o'clock. I'm like, oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Oh, so kind. Muy amable. You're so friendly. So nice of you. But the people in the front of this building that I just spent an hour in told me that they close at 4:30. That all the government buildings close at 4:30. So I thought, I don't know if that information is true. And I go, so you're sure they close at 5? She says, yes, all of our government buildings close at 5. We're here till 5 every day. We close at 5. So I spent yet another taxi, another 30 minutes going downtown. And guess what? They freaking close at 4:30. So I just feel like everybody is lying to me. And I just feel like, what the hell? Like, it was completely unnecessary to put me through this wild goose chase. I mean, I've spent like probably $30 in taxi money in the past 7 days for literally nothing. I did not have to do any of the crap I did. And I'm just like blown away. Like, why? How do they think that's okay? It's like weird. Like when I'm in Quito, they're so sweet. They're so loving and helpful. They're like, oh, tranquila, calm down. Everything's going to be fine. I'm like, well, they're like, why are you scared? I'm like, because in Azogues, the lady said she's going to absolutely have me deported. And she can't wait for me to come back with one I not dotted and one T not crossed. Because she's absolutely going to enjoy deporting me. So I've been living under this idea for 19 months while I waited in line behind 80,000 refugees to get our visas. And they were like, well, you should report her because that's illegal. She can't do that. You know, she has to help you get your paperwork done. I go, she refused to help me. She handed me a paper with a list of what I needed and refused to discuss it. And ushered me out of the office and said, I'm going to be deported, and started laughing and said some stuff to the lady next to her who also was laughing at us. I mean, they're just like so rude. We're here in the state of Azue and they're so rude. Although here in Cuenca, they're very nice, but then they lie to you. They lie to your face. I'm probably sure they're sipping champagne in a back room somewhere, laughing their stupid heads off right now. You know, it's like, what? I don't know. I'm so frustrated, guys. I don't know. It's like that. I've been depressed all day. I've been trying to charge my phone for like 4 hours and it went up by 2%. I'm literally like running at 33% right now. It took 4 hours to run up to 2%. I don't know what's going on with my phone. I mean, it's a newer phone. I've only had it a few months. It's just, I don't know. It's like, you know, this thing with the A Course in Miracles where they're saying, you know, attack thoughts. You know, and it's like, I don't think that anyone's out to get me. I believe when people are saying things to me, I believe them. Take people at face value. If they lie to me, I'll never believe them again. You know, but I give people the benefit of the doubt. And it's just like, what the hell? I mean, it can't be a matter of miscommunication. You know, the lady at the desk that I went to now 4 times in this office saw my paperwork. She should have known immediately that I don't need a RUC as well. It's her job to screen out people and make sure they have everything they need before they get to the little, I don't know, desk incubator. I don't know. It was like so oppressive. I mean, like a low ceiling and gray and blue, and it's like, and then every couple seconds there's this bong sound that's so freaking loud with blaring red numbers. I mean, it was like something out of a sci-fi. a dystopian future sci-fi movie. It was like completely ridiculously oppressive and boring. Not one poster, not one piece of art. You know, there was one little tiny TV screen that had the president of Ecuador, Lenin Moreno. They had him shaking the hands of other presidents and giving speeches, and it was like really propaganda-ish. Like he was shaking the hand of the Italian ambassador. And then he went to Italy and talked to the Italian president and how we're going to make sure that Ecuadorians get a longer time in Europe. And that's like the big campaign they're working on. And I mean, that would be nice to be an Ecuadorian and be able to have 6 months in the EU. Because as an American, I only get 90 days in the EU. Did you guys know that? You could go to, so like all the countries in the European Union were only allowed 90 days in the whole union. Not 90 days in Italy, 90 days in Greece. I mean, 90 days for everything. Everything. So, I mean, as an Ecuadorian, I could go and get immediately 180 days to see all of Europe if I wanted. And I do. One day, I hope. I'd like to travel more, obviously, but excuse me, I'm drinking my tea. I've been stuck in this stupid bureaucratic nightmare. This particular one for 7 days. I mean, this Mercury retrograde, you guys, I hope that you're not going through this crap. I mean, you're not going through what I'm going through, but I mean, I hope that you're not, I hope that you're not affected, especially if you're a Virgo. I mean, the Virgos are getting hit the hardest. This Mercury retrograde, like, I don't know, it's ridiculous. It's all super, super ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to read to you guys the Schumann resonance. So today for California, I'm just going to read one, not all the times today. But California was still at 167 at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now, Hofuf, Saudi Arabia, was at 88. Lithuania was at 151 hertz frequency. Alberta, Canada was back up to 294 hertz frequency. Northland, New Zealand was 124 hertz frequency. And Honolulu, South Africa was at 126 hertz frequency. So then you go to disclosure.it and it says the 17 o'clock evening report. Someone turned off the meters, and then there's a smiley emoji, meaning they're joking with us. Then it says, today was a day of massive calm. The highest peak was at 7 hertz. That's less than 7.83, which is the normal heartbeat of the planet. And that was at 10:45 a.m. UTC time. And then they say, trying to recall a day of such calm, could not remember. Even though today is like the 24th of July, so absolute calm, then day before absolute calm, day before calm, the day before that calm. So you can't remember the last 4 days, like what? Literally 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row. In Italy, it was like 4 days of absolute calm. This stuff is it's like, it's boggling my mind, to be honest. To me, it's like literally mind-boggling. I don't understand exactly what the hell is happening. I mean, it's always like when they say it returns to base or normal values, that always means 7.83. Now they're saying that a peak is 7. Wouldn't that be a dip? And what? Like, what is happening right now? I mean, I think that we're amped up, we're ramping up, we're in the 5th dimension. Even though obviously it's possible to have anger, frustration, sadness, depression, and frickin' bureaucracy. It still exists. I mean, I don't know if it's like when we're going through that, do we actually like dip down back into the 3rd dimension for those moments? I wonder. It makes me wonder. Like, I mean, I hope to God that doesn't mean we're going to have to still put up with freaking bureaucracy in the 5th dimension. But I do know tomorrow is July 25th. July 25th is the day out of time. We have completed one more year in the galactic, I think it's a galactic year. But that doesn't make sense either because a galactic year is a lot longer than 12 months. I don't even know how long. I can't remember. 26,000 years? I don't know. Maybe it's less than that, but still. Anyway, it is the day out of time is tomorrow. According to Jose Arguelles and his theory and his calendar that he created based on the Mayan calendar. I mean, the Mayans, I don't know if they had a day out of time or if that's his idea. I mean, quite honestly, I mean, all the signs that he says that people are based on the day they're born and then with the names he made up, it's all BS. I know because I lived in Guatemala 9 months and I talked to an archaeologist who grew up with all the ancient knowledge in his tribe. They all know. It's like they didn't go away. They know the knowledge and they said, hey. He's like, no, I've read Jose Arguelles' stuff. He was like tripping, man. He made it his own thing. And then called that Guatemalan because he had Guatemalan roots or something. He's like, I think the guy had Guatemalan roots, but he didn't grow up here. He didn't grow up in our tribe. We're the ones that know all this stuff, you know. And he taught my kids the stuff. I'm like, oh, this is my symbol. This is, the moon, red rhythmic moon. He's like, that's not at all red rhythmic moon. It was like a finger or a toe or something. I was just like, what? And like, he really is making up, like he had the symbols right that he got out of some tomb or something that he went to visit. It's a touristy place, I guess. So, I mean, there's a few people reading his stuff. It's interesting and it's good, it's fun. I was a part of that movement for a while. I interviewed him. I wrote an article and had it, where did I have it published? It was like with the Peace and Justice Center in Chico. They have a newsletter and a website and, but they were really interested in anything that brought peace. I'm like, having this calendar would bring peace, get back to a 13 moon cycle, because in a full year there are 13 moons. How it makes the most sense that a month would be 28 days rather than tacking some extra days on the ends of some months and not on others. February is the only true month, 28 days. And it's not from moon cycle to moon cycle, new moon to new moon. Well, it should be. It really should be. I mean, so I agreed with Jose Arguelles in a lot of ways, but like his descriptions of things. And there's a few people that started reading them every day now. Aluna Ash and Paul Butler both started to read these things. And they sound like crazy people. Yeah, I know exactly what they're talking about, but if you just tuned into them today and you never heard of this stuff before, it's like, all of a sudden they're like blue spectral hand and white cosmic wizard. And you're like, what the hell are you talking about? It makes you sound like a crazy person, And they're just like reading from like, the calendar thing or from the website maybe. And it's just, it all sounded crazy. And when I told the people in Guatemala about it, they were like, yeah, none of that is real. I mean, it's pretty ideas. It's nice, lovely ideas, but it wasn't really totally real. It's not based on anything Mayan, for sure. It's just loosely based, like the little symbols are loosely based on symbols he saw on an archaeological site. It was like totally ridiculous. And we all believed him. And God rest his soul. And he meant well. And he's done a lot of other wonderful things, like the harmonic convergence, bringing that to the worldwide global consciousness. And the idea of the noosphere, he promoted that quite a bit. Wasn't his original thing. He researched it, though. He's a very, very interesting guy. He brought us Earth Day. He did a lot of wonderful things for the world, but the whole Mayan stuff, it's not, none of that's really accurate. Has nothing to do with Guatemalan people or the Mayan people. I don't know, guys. We went right back up to 99 in the Ascension Symptom Scale. I mean, I just feel like, am I going crazy? Like, what the hell? Like, I got up and I got dressed and I had like 2 hours of missing time. I got up at like 11:30 or something, and 12:30, 1:30, yeah, like 3 hours missing time practically. I don't even know what the hell happened. It felt like 10 minutes, but 3 hours had passed. I got ready, brushed my teeth, brushed my hair, got dressed, went out to the living room and told my son I'm leaving, and 3 hours had passed in that time. Are you guys experiencing time slips like that? I mean, I checked a couple messages from people, but I know not for 3 hours. It felt like maybe a half hour, but 3 hours, no. Like, I don't know. At least tomorrow I only have to go to one place. I don't have to take 4 taxis again. I'm going to read today. It's appropriate. It's apropos. Lesson 46 in A Course in Miracles today says, God is the love in which I forgive. God does not forgive because he has never condemned, and there must be condemnation before forgiveness is necessary. Forgiveness is the great need of this world, but that is because it is a world of illusions. Those who forgive are thus releasing themselves from illusions, while those who withhold forgiveness are binding themselves to them. As you condemn only yourself, so do you only forgive yourself. Or so do you forgive only yourself. I'm going to read the next part because it's really good. Yet, although God does not forgive, his love is nevertheless the basis of forgiveness. Fear condemns and love forgives. Forgiveness thus undoes what fear has produced, returning the mind to the awareness of God. For this reason, forgiveness can truly be called salvation. It is the means by which illusions disappear. And then further on down the line, it says, God is the love in which I forgive you, and then you fill in the blank, the name of the person. And then later, God is the love in which I forgive myself. God is the love with which I love myself. God is the love in which I am blessed. I cannot be guilty because I am a son of God. I have already been forgiven. No fear is possible in a mind beloved of God. There is no need to attack because love has forgiven me. God is the love in which I forgive you. If anyone does anything to you to irritate you, so I should say this to these people in the government, God is the love in which I forgive you. Morons. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, God. Anyway, so I don't know. It's just, This has been, as far as Mercury retrograde is concerned, it's weird because I traveled and without a problem, without a hitch, everything, all of the traveling was fine. Not one problem at all. The other day, a taxi driver asked me for a tip. Like, I'll give you a tip. Give me a stick of gum. Give me a water. Give me a tour of the city. Show me something cool in the city. Don't act like you can't effing hear me when I ask you a question. Don't ignore me and then ask for a tip later and say, well, other people tip. It's like you're begging me for money. It's like, dude, if I had money, I would have bought a car and I would be taking your stupid taxi. Clearly you have more than me. Maybe you should tip me. It's like, God. But that was the only out of like the whole Mercury retrograde period. That was like the only incident I had. It's like so irritating when how dare taxi drivers ask for extra money, If they don't like what they do something else, It's just the whole thing is ridiculous. Like Lyft, when in the US, when I took Lyft all the time, they were handing me candy, they were giving me waters, they were, doing everything in their power to make us feel comfortable. I have a blanket. Are you cold in the winter? Here's my Instagram. Let's be friends. You're really cool. One Lyft driver gave me a hug. One helped me carry groceries. The Lyft drivers really freaking deserve every penny they get, and they do get a lot. They're really but they get less money than taxi drivers, and they're friendlier and they're sweet. You can even do a carpool and meet other people on your way to wherever the hell you're going. Lyft is an excellent company, and they're very, very gay friendly. So LGBTQI community can feel safe in the Lyfts. They call themselves the Purple People Movers. It's so cool. And this one woman is so into it. She painted her car purple. And the whole thing inside her car, everything was purple, and there's decoration. She had a purple troll doll, and she had a neon sign, and it was purple. It was she was so ridiculously into it. But she was the number one Lyft driver in all of Detroit. And that was her claim to fame. She was I had 100,000 miles driving people last year. I'm like, damn. You're you never sleep. She's like, nope. I think she's hopped up on energy drinks or something. Oh, and then the whole time she's like, oh, and here's my Avon catalog, and here's my other catalog, and here's my other business I do. And she was using, how freaking smart. She had 4 or 5 businesses she was promoting. She had catalogs. Oh, here, take a look at these catalogs. Whatever one you're interested in, go ahead and take it with you. Go ahead and call me when you're ready to order. That's crazy smart, right? To be a Lyft driver and you're making money while you're pitching your other money ideas. My God, what a hustler. Unbelievably stone cold hustler, so fabulous. But so business oriented. It was crazy. I couldn't believe that one. And the lady that drove us to the airport when we left Detroit in the middle of the night, she was very deeply metaphysical. She's like, when you come back, I want to hear all your stories. I'll take you out to coffee. So sweet, the sweetest people in the whole wide world. The taxi drivers here, mostly they're okay, but I've had some really bad ones. And my friend is saying, yeah, this guy threw money at me. He's trying to get extra money. And when I refused to give him extra money, he got out of the taxi and started throwing money at me. I'm like, yeah, I had that guy. He threw money at us too. I waited till he drove off, and then I picked up the money and put it in my pocket. So you're trying to get money, so you throw money. I don't want your dirty money. He started screaming right after you refused to give him a tip. It was it's so ridiculous here. But I don't know, but this Mercury retrograde has been really freaking hard for me. In all the other possible ways, the thinking way, the bureaucracy way, the paperwork way, all the just trying to get anything done at all. I've been trying to do this one investment thing. It's been 4 damn days, and I've gotten literally nowhere. I think I get, I had to download something for some other thing. And I mean, I'm trying to get one thing done, and I have to download two more things, just get the one thing done I'm trying to do. And while I'm trying to download it, I didn't have enough space on my phone, so I had to delete some apps. I finally deleted enough to down. It was like literally the program I'm trying to download was 4 megabytes. I deleted a 4 megabyte program, and I still don't have enough phone space. Even though I have a 20 gigabyte SD card, but for some reason nothing can use that. I don't know why. It's like I'm like so much not a technology person, and then my technology is screwing up. Like my phone's not charging, or my alarms didn't go off today. That's another thing didn't happen. So like stuff like that, technology, massive amounts of technology failures. YouTube went down the other day again. All the major players have gone down though, like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. 2 or 3 times this month during this Mercury retrograde. This has been a really, really rough one. And even though the Mercury retrograde is a time for communication, the communication that is being had by people, I've heard from several people, they are fighting with their family members. Old, horrible wounds, family secrets are coming out. And people are being hurt, like big time. During this Mercury retrograde. This one is a doozy. This one has been really bad as far as some old family secret type stuff. My oldest kid told me that he has fainted a couple times in the past couple years, and I just thought because he wasn't eating right, and I've always been trying to force him to help him eat. Turns out he's been having mini strokes. He's been having TIAs. And he just found out. So stuff like that, like big time, like the things that you find out about that's in your family, it's like so hurtful, like, and it's like, I don't know, we're trying to figure it out, like why. It's like he's always been eating very healthy for the most part. Even now he's not eating as healthy as he was before, but he's had like 3 or 4 strokes since he got to the Bay Area in the past year. And he didn't faint 3 or 4 times a year when he was with me at home. It only happened like 3 times, maybe 4. I think it happened once. He didn't tell anybody, and then he told me later, but like 4 times in 18 years it happened. And now it's happened like 3 or 4 times in a year. And it's just like, I want to be with my kid and I can't. He doesn't want to come home. He doesn't consider this home. He's in the Bay where he considers that home. I mean, everyone in my family, that's the Bay is our home, but I can't afford to live there. So it's like all this just blah. And I've had people approach me trying to get my money a lot lately, the last few weeks. Just so crazy. Even the monk, I met a monk and he's like begging me for money to take flute lessons. I was like, if I was a millionaire, yeah, not a problem. I'll pay for all your damn lessons. But, it's like I'm struggling, and I just paid over 2 months' salaries. Like most of my savings is gone now, just so I could stay in the country. And I don't have any. I'm just like stuck money-wise, financially. And that's another thing. A lot of people are coming at me with this money woes. I mean, basic income cannot come fast enough, I believe. So, I don't know. I mean, here I'm like 40 minutes into the intro, so it's literally the first half. So I'm going to do a first half, second half. So God told me to do a reading for the collective whole, and I couldn't think of any questions to ask. And so I asked again, my higher guidance, hey guys, what should I do? And they said, why don't you do a reading for the collective whole that is just like a Celtic cross reading, just, 10 cards. And this is going to pertain to where we were, what our foundation is, what's above us, what's in front of us. What is the massive thing that is crossing humanity right now? What is the massive thing that, the basic thing where we're at right now? and where we're headed, like how do we see ourselves? How do outsiders see us? And when I say the collective, I mean those of us who are aware and awake or awakening, even the newly awakened ones. And then we'll get a reading on the next 3 months and the next 6 months as a collective whole, what we'll be going through. So it's a good idea. So that's what I'm going to do. When I come right back after this message, and you got about 2 minutes, I believe, I'm going to go ahead and actually might about three minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break, go get my cards, shuffle them up, and then we're going to have a reading. I'll be right back. If you're listening to this, you obviously like podcasts, and you probably like music too. Long walks on the beach, romantic dancing under the stars, and oh wait, we're not doing that right now. On Spotify, you can listen to all of that in one place for free, and you don't even need a premium account, which is cool. Free is always good. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now. On Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcasts so you never miss an episode. Download episodes to listen to offline wherever you are, including your long romantic walks on the beach. Also, one thing I love about Spotify is that you can easily share what you're listening to with your friends via Spotify's integrations with the social platforms like Instagram. So that makes it really, really versatile. Just search for Metaphysical Soul Speak on the Spotify app or browse podcasts in the Your Library tab. And follow me, of course, don't forget, so that you'll never again miss an episode of Metaphysical Soul Speak. Spotify is the world's leading music streaming service, and now it can be your go-to for podcasts too. Thank you guys so much for supporting Metaphysical Soul Speak on Spotify. Chances are you've heard of CBD oil, but maybe you're a little afraid it might make you a little high or super drowsy. Possibly you're not going to pass mandatory drug testing at work. Am I right? Well, I found an amazing company. I'm including the link in this episode's description. Okay. This is derived from only the hemp plant. It does not contain THC, which is the factor in marijuana that makes you high. This CBD oil has been known to reverse aging, help you through weight loss issues. You will literally lose weight on our products if you want. Also reverses hair loss. It also helps you with things like insomnia, anxiety, pain in your muscles and joints, and it gives you benefits throughout your body with its high quality antioxidants. We even have a vape. Would you like to try the blueberry cheesecake? I know I would. I mean, there's so much danger with vaping these days, but not when it is only CBD oil. That's right. You could vape not only anytime you want, because it's not going to make you high, but it's also going to be healthy for you. How's that? Pretty cool, right? Well, go ahead and look in my episode description for my link. And, well, start using your CBD oil today. If you're interested in the business end of it, it's absolutely free to join. It's absolutely free every month, actually. I have never seen a business like this in all my life. So you can start, using your CBD oil, and you can start a brand new side hustle for yourself. Hey, as in, Hey Yoga Shaman approves of this message. I love you guys, and here's to your health. All right, guys, I have the phone plugged in because I don't want to run out of battery. I waited 10 more minutes, but I'm already late getting this out. I was so depressed and so pissed off. I wanted to do something that would kind of take my mind off of stuff for a while. So I binge watched for a few hours Lucifer, one of my favorite shows. And it put me in a good mood when they had the angel of death appeared in the latest season, and when they said the name Azrael, I went, the angel of death, that's so cool. I was waiting, because I know that the angel of death and Lucifer are actually on friendly terms and are pretty close. I know that because, Lucifer said goodbye to me. I am the angel of death. I was the original anyway. There's another one right now. I call him Harry. He's working. He's working now as the angel of death. I have been granted human status for a long, long time. But I was the original angel that fell to earth to keep an eye on Lucifer. And so every now and again, he'd come by and rattle my cage, talk to me, hang out, try to get me to give in to temptation, and it never happened. But when I was in Guatemala, I was told I was the original angel of death by another angel. He was a Melchizedek angel, and that's literally what his name was, Melchizedek. And so, I don't know, and since I've met the angel of chaos, he lives in Lima. The original angel of chaos. And then I met another angel who's half demon, half angel. And he says he's known that his whole life, that one of his parents is a devil, one of them is an angel. He's like, it's like literally not a metaphor. I absolutely know that we're angels. So I don't know what to make of it, but I relate to it. And then I realized today that when you take an anagram of the name that I was given by my parents that adopted me, the name Azrael is actually is you can make that an anagram out of my name. That is Azrael. I have all the letters in my name, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to finish this episode and go see what else was in my original name, because now I'm curious. Literally, my initials were AZ before I changed my name. My last name began with Z. So pretty weird, right? All right, one more sip of tea, and I'm gonna shuffle these cards. I've already hit the deck actually 9 times, just in case there was any residue from the last reading. I've already shuffled them for 4 times. We're gonna do 3 more. And I asked my higher guidance. I was told to go ahead and do what I normally do. Just shuffle instead of separate the cards. I was told to instead of shuffling them and then putting 3 stacks and putting them back together and then taking the next 10 cards off the top, I was told to do what I normally do with just keep shuffling them again in my hand, and then allow the angels to pull out the cards. This is for the collective whole. So we're going to do that now. My first card, I am asking for higher guidance. This is for the entire collective whole, not just for me, but for everybody. The first card is, what is our current circumstance? Where are we at? I know we're all in the process of ascending, but where are we at really? And as a collective whole, what is the one thing that we share that we're going through? So I'm going to ask Archangel Gabriel to be the direct messenger from God to us, as usual, Archangel Gabriel. Is this the first card? Is it the top card? Is it this card? Is this where we're at now? Oh my God. Lucifer, are you here with me? No. Okay, I got the devil card. I'm like, Lucy, what are you doing? Don't mess us up. Okay. The King of Swords. That is our first card. That is where we are at. So it's really that one. It's not the devil card. All right. They said the devil card one is an accident. Now I've got to get out my trusty handy dandy reading glasses, because have you guys been having eyesight when it was very blurry? Some days you can see perfect and maybe better than perfect, and other days you just can't see a damn thing. I've had days where I just literally couldn't even see my phone. I couldn't see the screen at all. And then other days I'm perfectly clear, have better vision than all people around me. And I've had like a whole month where I didn't have to wear reading glasses, and the last week I've had to do it 3 or 4 times. The government, they give you a list of things to that you have to get one of these things. I mean, the writing is so small. Even my son is 16 with perfect eyesight, and he was like, "How the hell can anyone read this?" It's like they're doing it on purpose so they don't have to work, I mean, it's like ridiculous. It was like a piece of paper the size of my palm, not even my hand with the fingers, just the palm part of my hand. And it had like 40 things written on it, typewritten, with the font can't be more than 3 or 4, maybe 5. Like, how the hell do you have, it's so stupid. All right, here we go. All right, Archangel Gabriel, what is the thing that is crossing us? What is crossing us? Whole bunch of stuff just came out of the deck. I need one card. What is the one thing that is crossing the collective pole right now? Like our biggest challenge or obstacle at this moment. Was that the devil card? No, okay. maybe the devil card was part of the reading, yeah. The mage, the magician. That's a very interesting card to have cross us. Okay. What is below us right now? What is the card that's below the collective whole? Archangel Gabriel, pick this out on behalf of God. You're the messenger that is helping me with this. Are one of these the card below us? Is it this one? Oh, nice. Is it this one here? No. Okay. So the card that's below us is the Fool. It's not a bad card to have as our foundation. Okay, what is the card that is behind us? What we have already passed through? We're done with that part of whatever we're done with. That is the 8 of Wands. All right. And what is above us now? The next card. And the 8 of Wands was one. I want to make sure. Okay, is it one of these 3? Okay, no. 3 cards hopped out. Ooh, the cards are so active. Is this the card that's above us right now? Yeah, baby. 9 of Wands. It says expectativa. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know that word in Spanish. Is that spectator? I don't know. What is in front of us? What is a card that is in front of us right now? By the way, I'm doing the Celtic cross reading for the collective. Okay, is this the card? Huh. I don't even know. It's Desafio. I think we have this before. Is this really the card that's in front of us? The 7 of Wands is ahead of us. And then this other one was Wands as well. And we have Wands. So 1, 2, 3 cards that are Wands. 2 major arcana and the King of Swords. Is it? Yeah, the King of Swords. All right, so how is it that how are we seeing ourselves? Move the cards over. I have like the phone way over to my left and the cards over to the right. Should be doing this at the table, I think. Okay, is this how we see ourselves? Very nice. Okay. Holy cow, this is such a cool card. I might have to put this one up on Instagram. This is the King of Pentacles, but his hair, it's like Medusa, and it's all these snakes coming out. They're braided snakes, and they're coming out in all different directions. Let's see, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. Crazy though. King of Pentacles. It says Re Pragmatico. Pragmatico, yeah. So basically, we see ourselves as pragmatic kings. Pretty interesting. Huh? Is this card the next one? All right, good. All right. And so, how do people see us that are outside of the collective looking in? See, that should have been the Fool card. Just kidding. We already got the Fool card, so it can't be that. Okay, Archangel Gabriel, what is the next card? Is this it? This is the Hermit. El Ermitaño. Very, very cool. So that is how other people see us. Oh, is this the third card already? No. Can I put this one back? Is this really what's going to happen to the collective whole in the next 3 months? Damn it, guys. I'm sorry to tell you it's a Tower. I'm so sorry to tell you that. Alright, I mean, we knew it was coming, but okay. Are any of these cards... Okay. And in the next 6 months, what can we expect as a collective whole? In the next 6 months, what can we expect? So this card? Okay, good. So if it doesn't fall all the way out, but it kind of like flips or reverses itself back on the deck, I'm like, I don't think that's the card. Okay. What can we expect as a collective whole? Archangel Gabriel. For God through Archangel Gabriel. Oh, is it this? That's cool. We got the Knight of Swords. The Caballero Cambio Rápido. That means the quick change cowboy. I love that these are in Spanish and that the cowboy doesn't have a horse. He's got a llama. It's so damn cute. The quick change cowboy it kills me. It's so funny. All right. Now we're going to get to these cards and read them. Okay, I'm going to actually look up, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to look up the meanings. Just in case. I don't want to miss anything. I'm going to look up the meanings in the Rider-Waite deck here on my Rider-Waite Tarot, which is fantastic, to be honest. If you guys want a free app, literally the Rider-Waite app it's excellent as a reference when you're reading your own cards. You could also do readings directly on the app. It's absolutely free. Love that it's free. King of Swords. Okay. Let me tell you what it says. I'm going to tell you what my gut instinct says. Actually, I'm going to do that the other way around. So for the collective whole, what we're at now, King of Swords, and it says Rey Claridad Mental, which means the King of Mental Clarity. Kalacapac, which is the Incan word for the King of Mental Clarity. Kalacapac. Alright, so King of Swords. What am I getting from this card? I'm getting we literally have to clear our mental fields to see where we're at, where we're going. There's a lot of decisions that need to be made at this moment, but our ways being made clear, and we are, as a collective whole, all right, God's literally telling me we're able to cut through the bullshit. Thanks, God. He's like, yeah, no problem. All right, so what else? What else? We are our own men, standing strong and persevering, and we have our sword in our hand. That's our security and our safety, is our mental clarity. And it doesn't mean anything about gender. When I say you're your own man, it just means you're your own person. That is what Divine is telling me. Now, just for other clarity, words associated with the King of Swords are precision, rationality, articulation, ethical, and discerning. So, introduction. The King of Swords often stands in for a powerful, opinionated, forceful man in the querent's life. He will often, but not always, have hair on the darker end of the spectrum. So, this may have pertained to some of you, maybe not all of you, I don't know. You may be tempted to think only about how things affect you personally, particularly when this card does not represent a man in your life. Consider the feelings of others before you act. Well, that's always good advice, right? So, in general, the King of Swords points to a very forceful energy. You might not be able to get a man in your life to change his mind or do what you want. You might need to change something major about your own behavior, thoughts, or expectations. And don't overextend your reach. So I'm going to just read the spirituality one, because I kind of was meaning this whole reading to be of the spirituality nature. It says, in order for you to feel connected to a set of spiritual beliefs, you have to make sense. They have to make sense to you, mentally as well. You can deepen your spiritual awareness and practice by actively seeking out new sources of information and insight. Try something new. Even an oracle or reading that you do for yourself can sometimes offer new clarity. Active meditations are useful now. All right. What is crossing us is the Magician. I'm going to read my take on it first. The Magician card. A lot of people have the magic at their feet. It's at your disposal right now, and yet you're refusing to pick up the gauntlet of it. You are having a hard time. We are all having a hard time even accepting the magic is real, let alone that we have it, real magic inside of us. We're having a hard time dealing with it, and we need to relax and let go of our preconceived notions that magic is not real, because magic is definitely real. Magic is afoot, and you are all magicians. So I'm going to read the Magician card description. Okay, so creativity, dexterity, skillful, and showmanship. Introduction. The Magician is about making higher and better use of one's power, spiritual, emotional, and otherwise. This is another card that often signifies new beginnings and great expectations. This is a very powerful, positive omen in a reading. The card reminds us that we have the power to make a difference in our lives and in the greater world if we simply make a point to try. Then in general, it says you might notice synchronicities, many synchronicities, which point towards deep spiritual events taking place regardless of the quote-unquote importance of their superficial appearances. You should be finding that you have the knowledge, strength, and inspiration needed to meet your challenges. In general, this is a very positive time for you. So that's good. What's crossing us is something positive. Spirituality says, this is an excellent time for you to undertake some form of spiritual study that you've thought about in the past, but haven't had the opportunity to pursue. You would benefit also from discussion groups that are spiritual in origin. A spiritual teacher might appear to you in your life right now. This person will be an excellent mentor and help you have a new lease on life. All right, well, I'll take that. You guys take that too, right? That's a pretty good one. Now, what's below us? Our foundation right now is the Fool. What God is telling me from this is you have started on a fool's journey. It's not to be taken at face value when you hear these words, fool's journey. It's not a fool's errand. That's something different. When you are on the journey to fool, that means that to quote unquote rational and sane people, you appear foolish. Wisdom to the foolish is foolishness. So basically, if you are in the spiritual realm and you know you're ascending and all this stuff is real to you, you look like a complete lunatic to people who are asleep still. And you know what I mean? Not actually literally dormiendo, not actually sleeping, but people who are spiritually unaware and unawakened right now. So the Fool card, the energy I'm getting from this is that we have set off on a journey with complete and sheer faith. Our blind faith and our blind trust is what is guiding us at this moment. But we have to never give up our faith and our trust in the one true creator, the universe, our higher selves, our guidance, our spiritual guides. So as far as the Fool is concerned, we should strive for lightheartedness, and that is our foundation. Is that we're having a lot of trust in what's going on right now. According to the Rider-Waite deck, this is what the description for this card is. Innocence, spontaneity, fresh start, and originality. The introduction says, the Fool is always an indicator of newness, as well as the purity and open-hearted energy of a child. This is generally considered a positive card, with the caveat that it's important to take time to be sure that you are looking where you're going. In general, this card would indicate new beginnings that have some deeper spiritual meaning. It's perfect, right? Woo. For example, starting a meditation practice or relationship as opposed to buying a new pair of shoes. The appearance of the Fool can depict an important fresh start. Well, I think the Ascension qualifies for that, right? In the spirituality section of the tarot reference, it says, when this card appears, you are likely to have a desire to try out lots of different approaches to spirituality to see how they quote-unquote fit. Nothing wrong with this exploration. However, don't get too carried away in any one thing while you are just shopping. This card can indicate a powerful need to get deeper knowledge about spirituality, and your friends and family may not understand where this is coming from. Yeah, regardless, you have to do what's best for you. Not bad for a foundation. My God, it's like so right on. Say the word foundation at 2255. There's some new angel numbers for you guys. All right, what is behind us, what we've already let go of, is the Rey Emprendedor, the King of Business, 8 of Wands. So what I am getting from higher guidance from this is that many of you are leaving behind jobs, businesses, careers, anything to do with the financial sector, financial realms. You're leaving this so that it's no longer at the forefront of your mind, even though you might still participate in these things. Your spirituality has taken a front seat, whereas any financial, money-making related scenarios have now taken a back seat, if not attached to the trailer behind your car. Like for some of you, just like completely rejecting anything to do with the old system, and that's good. That's what we've let go of. So 8 of Wands. All right, let me look at it. It's funny because usually it's Pentacles is related to business. So, let's see. Tarot reference. 8 of Wands. Okay. It means excitement, movement, travel, communication. Introduction. A lot of things may be up in the air for you when the 8 of Wands appears. Oh yeah, by the way, the number 8 does relate directly to money. Even if it's not a pentacle card, 8 does relate to money. All right, so you may be frustrated, tired of waiting. That's what's behind us? Yes, for sure. This card is an indicator to be patient a while longer. You may have already done all you can do, and decisions now must be made by other people. Right? The people that have to awaken yet, we're waiting for them. General, when this card appears, nothing seems to be moving ahead. Don't try to force things, as that is likely to backfire on you. Speaking metaphorically, sometimes our actions are all in the wrist. All you can do is put your best out there and see where it lands. You've put your best out there, now you need to wait. All right, spirituality. For most of us, patience can be a difficult spiritual lesson to grapple with. However, when this card appears, it's a clear signal that stillness and patience are issues that you need to work on. Meditation is helpful now. If you can't sit still and meditate for 20 minutes, that's fine. Start with 30 seconds. Great advice, right? With stillness, very often comes peace, so look for it. Cool. I want to look up the word emprendedor. I think it means business. Or businessman. King of business. Emprendedor. Huh. Is that right? Oh, I forgot the N, and that meant soaking. I'm like, what? The king of soaking? Oh, entrepreneurs. Yeah, okay. The king of entrepreneurs. The entrepreneur king. Like, I'm the whiz. Just like in Seinfeld, remember that? Or the mattress king in Friends. All right. Now, what is above us is the 9 of Wands, and this is the card right after the 8 of Wands. This is expectativa. I'm going to look that up. Does that means a person who expects a lot? Or spectator? Expectativa. Oh, okay. Expectation. Well, that makes sense, right? So, 9 of Wands, expectation. All right, 9 of Wands. God's telling me it's relating to the Hermit. We are expecting to. A lot of us are still expecting for the way shower to come and show us, even though we are ourselves the ones we've been waiting for. We are the way showers, and so 9 is directly related to the Hermit. We're waiting for our own illumination to appear before us. Even though a lot of us are awakened and unaware now, we're not really trusting that somehow. And that kind of is relating to the fact that we're not trusting our own magic. A lot of us are having high quality intuitive thoughts. And we're throwing it to the wayside because we're poo-pooing it. We're not allowing it to come through and take root in our minds consciously. So that's a problem. We're expecting other people to do the work for us spiritually. That might be what some of the delays have been about. It's not that we're being morally and spiritually lazy. It's more of a lack of belief in ourselves. Probably not at all what the card means, but that's what I'm getting out of the card. All right, here we go. A tarot reference. It says, let's see, 9 of Wands. Fortification, self-protection, discipline, and determined. introduction of Nine of Wands states, the majority of the wand suits are basically very positive cards. However, as you move towards the highest cards in the suit, more complexity and difficulty can be indicated. The Nine of Wands is where some would say this begins. Yay! This is what's above us. It's kind of what's in our minds, or it's like kind of what's hovering over us. This card can indicate anxiety and worry, being burdened and keyed up over concerns. I could kind of see that going on right now. Can you? Kind of the gray clouds that haven't cleared up quite yet. We expected it to, and it didn't clear up right away. General, it says, when the Nine of Wands come in, the first and best step is often to take a deep breath and calm down. Let's do that again 2 more times, yeah? There we go. I feel better. Do you guys feel better? That was awesome, right? Don't let the things you're worried about overwhelm you. Take it one day at a time. Un dia la vez. One day at a time. Okay. Take it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, if you must. At least some of your worries will very likely turn out to be imaginary. Like your friends. Wait, no. That was hilarious. Well, okay, maybe only to me. Get very specific on what you are afraid of and pick it apart. What is the true likelihood of your worry actually happening? Comfort yourself. If you need help, don't hesitate to ask for it. Asking for help is the mark of a strong person. Flattery will get you nowhere, tarot reference. I'm just kidding. Okay. Spirituality. You may not be very inclined to discipline yourself now, but even so, now is the time that discipline will help you meet your spiritual goals. Haha, you mean ascension? That's awesome. Focus, plan, call yourself to higher levels of spiritual study and commitment. You have the strength within you to get where you want to be. Awesome. What is in front of us, guys? Desafio. Yet another Spanish word I do not know, so I'm looking that one up now. Desafio. Desafio. Challenge. I always thought that was opportunidad. Opportunity, challenge. You call it a math problem. I call it a math opportunity. There are no problems in math, only opportunities to learn. 7 of Wands means challenge. Again with the wands. Have we not had it up to here with the wands already? So 7 of Wands. I'm going to go ahead and see what I get out of the 7 of Wands. That's what's ahead of us. Okay, 7 of Wands. Okay, I see that the challenge for us, spiritually speaking, and what's ahead of the collective whole is that we do need to challenge ourselves. We need to challenge ourselves to meditate more, to eat a little better, exercise a little better, and more for our, what we're going through physically and emotionally, mentally. Don't get a gym membership and think you're going to work out every damn day during this ascension. But do go to the swimming pool in your town and take a quick dip or a quick walk around your block. Gentle, beautiful, lovely exercise can help clear your mind out and take away your worry and anxiety that you've been having. And then after you have a light, very light exercise, that might be the time to sit and meditate for an hour or 30 seconds if you must. I'm seeing the challenge, the greatest challenge for us is that we need to keep going, and that is a big challenge, trying to keep going when we're just so frickin' tired of hearing the same things over and over again. The event is coming soon. The event is coming soon. 3 years later, the event is coming soon. Quit with the dangling carrot already, right? And I think that is our biggest challenge, is to keep going in spite of the fact we feel we're never going to freaking reach. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're like, the little bud is starting to shoot up out of the ground, right? The little plant, that is our ascension. This is my metaphor. So the little plant is like shooting up out of the soil, and if we stop now, it's going to die or go back into the soil. We have to keep going. Build that beanstalk, Jack. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to build the beanstalk so we can rise up and go reach our castle in the air, right? I just watched Puss in Boots with my son. We'd never seen it before. We thought, what an amazing show. That was a hilarious, way too much adult humor in this movie. Not at all appropriate for 8-year-olds, but adorable movie. And of course, everybody who's not in love with Antonio Banderas, right? His voice, even his voice is handsome. How can someone's voice be that handsome? He's too good looking. All right, we're going to go look up the 7 of Wands. It's weird that we're getting all like the Wands cards, right? 7, 8, and 9 we've gotten. All right, so 7 of Wands, taking a stand, courage, bravado, meaning being brave. It's like this is in English and it has a Spanish word. Self-confidence. I think it's true. We have to believe in ourselves for sure. I think that's the big part of this. Introduction says, when the 7 of Wands appears, you are likely to find that in any sort of competitive situation that you come out on top. Yay, you mean like the 5th dimension? Things should be going very well. You should be feeling good and projects should be moving right along. You may still have regular moments of self-doubt, unfortunately, but now's the time to feel fear and do it anyway. General, don't hesitate to make where you stand clear to people. Your thinking is clear. You are likely to help someone out by spelling things out for them. This card can indicate that a change is coming, a positive change in your personal or business life. You mean our spiritual life? This card also points towards being independent and thinking for yourself. Spirituality, part of this card says, by facing your fears and turning them into your advantage, you grow even stronger. Okay, no, I can't even do an evil laugh there, but it's such a weird thing in my head right there. Okay, let me reread that. By facing your fears and turning them to your advantage, you grow even stronger and ready to face the next obstacle in your path. Indeed, there can be no courage without fear to inspire it. Right. That fear does not need to be your master anymore. If an opportunity calls you, cast away your doubt and go for it with courage in your hands. If you feel that now is the time to take a step toward your dream, throw hesitation to the winds and let nothing stand in your way. In short, whatever your clear desires are, go for them. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I know that my clear desire is for sure to be fully anchored in the 5th dimension, where life is a lot easier and manifestation is much rapider. Rapider, is that a word? And we all look 29 years old, and we're all healthy. We don't have health challenges anymore. There it is. Okay. The king of pragmatism. The one with all the snakes in his hair. That's not pragmatic, dude. King of Pentacles, how we see ourselves. So, okay, we're trying to see things realistically. We're trying to get back to the real world, as it were, because we're kind of frustrated and worried and anxious about what we've been believing in, and it appears that nothing's happening. So now we're like, well, damn, dude, maybe we should look at the world and maybe I need a job or maybe I need a new car. So I think we're turning a little bit to the quote-unquote reality, which is not reality at all. It's more Matrix crap. We're trying to be pragmatic about this whole spiritual thing right now. That's what I'm getting from this. I'm going to look it up and see. Yeah, King of Pentacles. Finally, we get to Pentacles, right? I love Pentacles. Okay, King of Pentacles. Self-sufficient, successful, dependable, realistic. See, there's that. At least I did pick up on that. And sensual. Well, that I love. Did pick up on that. Introduction. The King of Pentacles speaks of authority. Authority! Respect my authority! Okay, sorry. Let me reread that. The King of Pentacles speaks of authority, tradition, and success in money matters. When he appears in a reading, it's a sign that now is not a time to be a maverick. God, I love that movie. It's not a great movie, Maverick. Now is the time to follow the established way of think. The established way? You mean established? English grammar. Right. Now is the time to follow the established way of doing things. When he stands in for a literal man in your life, it generally refers to a very masculine fellow with hair and eyes on the darker end of the spectrum. They say that about everything. These are Peruvian cards. Everybody has a darker hair end of the spectrum in Peru. That's ridiculous. Oh wait, no. Actually, I'm looking at the tarot reference that was not from Peru, so never mind. Like, this guy doesn't have dark hair. He's got yellow snakes. It looks like he's crazy. In general, the King of Pentacles urges us to be good stewards of our lives, of our energies, and the concrete resources that are available to us. See, again, with the concrete, that's like stuff from the Matrix, right? Like the actual Matrix, not the movie series. If he is referring to a man in your life, know that this is a man who you can believe in and trust absolutely. Yay. No one like that in my life, but hey, maybe. Who knows? Maybe my twin will call me eventually. Spirituality. You may not know what you need to feel more spiritually fulfilled, perhaps because your focus, perhaps for many years, has been mainly on your financial security. Sorry, that's true. That's totally true, isn't it? I had to give that one the raspberries, okay? Perhaps because your focus, perhaps for many years, has been mainly on financial security. Give it some thought. If you simply have no background whatsoever in spiritual traditions, the internet of your local library will offer many thought-provoking resources. You think? I mean, they've cut their hours. You have the internet. Or your local library. Okay. Take the time to feed your spirit. Believe it or not, your financial life will benefit as a result. I kind of tend to agree with that. I think that if you put your trust in the universe is going to provide. I've been believing that. I have to. You know, and I just recently got a line on something that looks like it might work out for me. It's kind of neat. You know, like an investment. I'm still looking into marijuana investments. When I find the good pot stocks, I'll let you guys know. All right, how people see us is the Hermit, which is nice. Yay, thank you for that. The Hermit is always an amazing card to get in a reading. Dunapa means a hermit. Very cool. All right, El Ermitaño. So how people are seeing us as... Why are we all keeping to ourselves? That's what they're probably wondering and asking. I see that they are people that are not part of this movement that we're part of. We're really like confusing the hell out of them, to be honest. Like, why are we suddenly very spiritual? Why are we focusing every single day on it? Why are we obsessed with it? Like, we're like the hermits in the dark doing our own thing, and it's confusing them. That's kind of what I'm thinking is, you know, we are our own best lights and we are the way showers, and they might see us as the way showers as well. All right. According to the tarot reference of the Rider-Waite deck, it says, self-discovery, self-sufficient, prudence, which means wisdom, having wisdom, and atonement. Jesus calls atonement at-one-ment, meaning we are trying to become one with everybody in the universe and God all at once. At-one-ment. Makes more sense than atonement, right? Alright, so introduction. The Hermit is extremely spiritual card. Has often to do with institutions and large organizations. Everything from a bank to the entire Christian church. Which Christian church, right? The one in Ohio. It's in Toledo. It's on the far right-hand corner of the town. Just kidding. It's very weird. The entire Christian church. It's just like 250,000 denominations. Alright, this card indicates spirituality even if you are an atheist. It's in whatever sense the word spirit, quote unquote, makes sense to you. Even if your use spirit equates to emotion. You may be trying hard to figure out what the truth is about someone or some matter, but don't feel that you have to do it all on your own. Ask for help if you need it to gain different perspectives, more information, etc. General, just like with the Strength card, you may even more so be in the frame of mind that you need some time alone. Don't be afraid to take it, even if it's just a 5-minute walk around the house. Why did I see the word naked there, but it's not there? Walk around the house naked. That'll help. Just walk around the house naked. Maybe don't, because someone's going to walk in on you and you're going to blame me. Even if it's just a 5-minute walk around the house so that you can clear your head. Oh, so many jokes there. This is also very much a card about, quote unquote, trying very hard to do the right thing, unquote. Just make sure that doing the right thing, quote unquote, includes doing what is right for you personally, not just worrying about the wants and needs of others. Yeah, right, for once. Okay. Spirituality. It's very likely that at this time a person will come into your life who is like a mentor or teacher, even if they don't teach you directly. You will still learn from them on several levels. Honor the need that you may be having to withdraw to a degree from ordinary life. It won't last forever. You'll soon be feeling much more social. So don't push yourself now to be around a lot of people unless absolutely necessary. You will likely emerge from this month feeling refreshed and renewed, particularly on a spiritual level. Well, I'm glad that this reading is making sense, guys. Alright, I'm so sorry to tell you. I don't even want to say it, but in the next 3 months, we're going to go through the damn tower. The tower card. Wachi Ilapa. La Torre, the tower. That's Wachi Ilapa is how they say the tower in Incan. It's ridiculous. Yeah, this one shows it raining, it shows fire raining down, but each piece of fire is a yod. It's the open hand of God. God won't destroy our lives without giving back to us pretty much immediately, to be honest. As immediate as a lightning strike, actually. So, alright, there's going to be many fires, floods, disasters, natural earthquakes, a lot of volcanoes. The tectonic plates are going to move around a little bit. The magnetosphere will continue to be diminished temporarily. It will come back. When's it going to come back? Within the year? In less than a year? In less than 10 months? In less than 11 months? Okay. In 11 months or less, the magnetosphere will come back. Will there be a crack in it? No. Okay, good. As far as the tower is concerned, there'll be a lot of buildings and lives destroyed, metaphorically speaking, and yet some people will die. The cataclysms that will satisfy and fulfill the needs of the sleeping ones to justify where we've gone And that's coming. God, do I perish to ask how many people are awake right now? The collective whole, they're ascending. Is it more than 85%? Is it more than 90%? Is it less than 90%? Is it less than 87%? Is it less than 86%? It's 86%. You guys, we have 86%. That's more than critical mass needed to go through the 3 days of darkness and then fully anchor into the fifth dimension. So it's coming any day now, right? Yeah, I'm asking my heart in. Will it be in the next month? No. Will it be in the next 3 months? Yes. Will it be in the next 2 months? Yes. Will it be in the next month and a half? Yes. Will it be in the next 5 weeks? Yes. Okay, cool. I'm getting 5 weeks, but you know what? Everything goes up in the air. So that's what I got for the tower. Let me see what the tower card itself says. Awakening. Yay! In the next 3 months, awakening, baby. Revelation, purification, breaking free. Alright, not a bad card then for the next 3 months. The tower card is about change, just as the devil and death. But the tower is not as frightening or ominous as a pictorial representation in most decks. I know, right? Trying to hold too tightly to the status quo can be disastrous now. Roll with the changes. Okay, I'm hearing a song in my head. You gotta roll with the punches. I think God's sending this to me. You gotta roll with the punches to get to what's real. What song is that? What the fuck song is that? I've heard this when I was a kid or something. Is that Billy Joel? Oh my God. God, there's newer people that do newer music now. Sorry. General. God and I have a really good relationship. I tease him and he teases me back. Alright, General, it is likely that he's like, yeah, but Billy Joel's a really good musician and I'm happy I made him, alright? I'm not disagreeing. I love Billy Joel, but I mean, you know, there are newer musicians. I'm just saying. There are newer musical references. He's like, not like Billy Joel. Great, thanks. Alright, it is likely that some people's situations that you've counted on as being there for you may no longer be there in quite the same way. This doesn't have to be dire. Change is the nature of life, and trying to prevent it is like trying to row upstream without a paddle. If you've been building castles in the air, this may be the time that some of them come crashing down to earth. That's only a problem if you let it be. You will be able to replace them with some more realistic, reachable dreams and goals if some fantasies fall apart this month. Dreaming is important, but it's also important to be living in reality too. You will get through this time just fine, particularly if you remember that you have all the resources you need already inside of you to deal with life and do what you need to do. Spirituality, it says, this is a time again to keep a positive attitude as much as possible. This means the next 3 months, guys. New understanding and insights may come to you in the blink of an eye. Blink, blink. All right, cool. That's nice. That's a good thing. All right. The next card for the next 6 months is Cinchi, or the Caballero Cambio Rápido, the quick change cowboy, otherwise known as the Knight of Swords. Again with the swords. Now that relates then, we have the King of Swords first. Now we've got the Knight of Swords, okay. Alright, what I'm getting from this, and I gotta go quick because I only have a few minutes left on this recording. Things are going pretty quick. We're going to be able to change our minds and in a favor of choosing our magic this time. We're going to be able to defend everything that we've believed in the past several years. In 6 months from now, I see that we're going to be justified. Like, things are going to be like, hey, you were right. Oh my God, you were a pioneer and ahead of your time. You know, we're going to hear things like that, words from people that are now newly waking up going, wait a minute, what was that thing again? You called it chakras? Astral projection? Oh yeah, was it reincarnation? What's that about? We might get a lot of questions from the noobs. That's okay. Yeah, the changes are going to come so rapid and quick that we're going to start to accept things way quicker as they come. And what else am I saying? We're going to be our own best friends as far as being able to do it, you know. You know, reaching that pinnacle that we're seeking, we're going to do it. We're going to just have that mental clarity. It's going to be sharp, like the tip of a sword, right? And we're going to do it. We're going to be okay. We're going to come out of this on the other end of it just feeling like absolute warriors 6 months from now. So, what does it say for the Knight of Swords? It says, analytical, quick-witted, sharp-minded, mental stimulation, and skillful. All right, I said some of those things, right? Más o menos, more or less. Introduction. Unlike a number of the Swords cards, the Knight of Swords actually brings a fairly upbeat, cheerful energy. Knights can often mean that someone or something desirable is about to seek you out. Baby, that's awesome. The Knight of Swords also points to physical, emotional, spiritual energy being at a peak. Well, we like that. General, if you're waiting for news from someone or something, you're likely to like what you hear. The Knight of Swords points to a lot of activity, travel, being out and about. Or as in Minnesota, we say oot in a boot. Getting things accomplished. You are unlikely to feel like waiting for anything to come to you. Here's a good thing. Go after your heart's desire. Spirituality. Yeah, do you hear that, twin flame? I know you're listening. Go after me. I'm your heart's desire. In the context of spiritual questions, the Knight points to a need for silence and space to deepen your understanding. It's hard to increase your spirituality if you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Thanks for that gross reference. Jeez. Remember one of the greatest affirmations ever offered to the world. Peace, be still. That's the greatest advice ever offered to a 3-year-old. Okay. All right, guys. Well, there it is. That's the reading for today. For the collective whole, that was a Celtic cross spread again. So, hopefully you liked what you heard and can relate to it, and hopefully we will start to see these changes that we're looking for in the next 3 months. Be prepared, be disaster. You know, look at the disaster preparedness papers that the government, even if you're not even in the United States, you can still look it up. Just the United States has a lot of good resources. Probably your country does too if you're not from the U.S. I have a lot of people in Europe, Australia. So, hey, shout out to New Zealand and Australia. Got a few people in Peru, Colombia, even 1 or 2 in Brazil. I was on the Netherlands list a few weeks ago, so I know I've got some people in the Netherlands. So, hey, everybody. All right. I love each and every one of you. I hope that this has been an enlightening episode and entertaining. Maybe you can laugh at my pain of bureaucracy. If anything else, I serve as a bad example or a funny example, even while I'm going through my own pain. Anyway, yeah, all right. I'm here for you guys, you know. As long as I've got life and breath in my body, I'm going to try to do a show every single day. Unless there's no internet, then I'll try to make it up by the next day if possible. Who the hell knows what's going on with the solar flares and the magnetosphere and all that, but we're going to try to keep it up. And with the natural disaster thing, make sure you have food on hand, you know, cans of vegetables or tuna or whatever it is that you eat. I don't know what you people do, but keep water, first aid kits, getting bandages, Neosporin and hand sanitizer, stuff to sanitize wounds if you get any. Just be very careful. Over the next 3 months. I'll go over this on another day. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm just signing off now with peace and joy and the high vibes. of the holy fifth dimension. Till next time, guys, peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.